Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga Express. It is March, which is so awesome. We're gonna get started. Let me just make sure that we are live. So if you're here and you're joining, welcome. Hi, my name is Jen. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are gonna take the next half hour and just go through a nice, relaxing yoga flow just to get yourself out of the mindset of whatever you're doing. And spend some time together. So if you want to have any props, feel free to always grab them. We don't necessarily need anything today, but it's always better just to have them around and about. And actually, I'm going to leave my sweatshirt near me, so in case I want it for my Shavasana, I have it. All right, so let's just take a minute sitting in whatever position is comfortable for you, laying down. You can stand up if you want. I just like using a little block. Although I think I'm gonna have to turn my heater on. So stay here, relax, chill, and just mosey on over here. Tried to heat it up down here for a couple hours, but just wasn't enough. We're up to 65, which is something. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Two more in. One more. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to spend a lot of time today in either downward dog or puppy or child's. That's kind of our theme today. So we're just going to start out with a little bit of a little slide. So what we're going to do is let's just come to tabletop. Make your way there. Get yourself comfortable, wiggles to the left, wiggles to the right, forward, back, whatever feels good. A little play. And then I'm going to move a little bit towards the back end of my mat. So I'm going to scoop it up, come here, and reset. So I'm licking an ice cream cone that's fallen on the ground. Don't actually lick your mat, of course, but doing this nice little, some call them seal push-ups too. Let's do two more. All the way forward. Reset, one more. Forward, and reset. Beautiful. Come back to tabletop. A little forward, back, left to right. Now let's do it a little bit more in depth. So we're gonna go on to tuck our toes under and lift up. And now let's just go back and forth. Two more. One more. And drop down. Relax. Take a second. Really big shoulder rolls back. Really big shoulder rolls front. Beautiful. Now let's come into a downward dog. All the way. We can pedal the feet. Whatever feels good. And then find some stillness. So what we're gonna do here is come to plank and come back to downward dog. Plank, downward dog. And keep going at your own pace. I'm gonna do 2 more. Her 1, 2. And come down, relax. Send them back, little spinal twist. We're gonna go through that whole thing all over again. Other way. Come back to the center, okay. So let's kind of scooch back a little bit and let's do those little ice cream licks. We're gonna do 5 for everything in this round, okay? Let's lick for 1, hold, reset, and 2. 3. 4. Beautiful. Reset, relax those wrists a little bit. Notice how it's warming up the little parts of the body differently for each one of these movements. Okay, tuck those toes under, knees come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reset. Sit back. Roll the shoulders. And switch direction. Now let's go into downward dog. And then come out to our plank. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And drop those knees. Let's bring those hands behind us, kind of give it a little grasp, and then come down, head down on the mat or on your thighs, and just open up those shoulders. Release those hands, open up those shoulders even more so they're really just flopping forward. And then bring those hands in front, bring those forearms to the ground, bring that head down, hips up. Come back up, push back up, back to our downward dog, and then walk those feet to meet the hands and roll it on up to standing. All right, bring those arms up overhead, swan dive down with the hang, roll up, arms up, swan dive down, hang, and roll up. Come on up, swan dive down, stay up nice and tall. Back is flat, bend one knee, and bend the other. Bend one knee, and the other. Can we come on to both sets of toes with a flat back still? Rebalance for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release down. Hands to the ground, kick one foot back, kick the other foot back, lower all the way down to the ground. Beautiful. Come up, into a cobra. And release it down. Tuck those toes under, push yourself back up through plank or come through tabletop. And meet in downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up behind you. Bend that knee, open it up to the side. Come back through center, bring that knee in. And pop that foot down. One hand on the outside of the foot, one hand on the inside of the foot. Rolling on up, nice and slow. Hands on the hips. Arms up. And come back down. Hands on the ground, bring those feet back. Come to downward dog again. Bring the right leg up behind you. Bend that knee, open it up. Come back in, bring that knee in front. Pop that foot down. Come up nice and slow. Hands on the hips. And bring those arms up. Hands back down. Back to plank. And back to downward dog. We're going to go through that one more time each side. Left leg up behind you. Bend that knee. Open it up to the side. Come back through center. Bring that knee in. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then put that foot on the ground. Roll it on up. Hands on the hips. And hands up in the air. Bring those arms back down. Plank and downward dog. Right foot in the air behind you. Bend that knee, open it up to the side. Come back through center, bring that knee in and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot on the ground. Roll it on up, nice and slow. Hands on the hips. And then arms up. Loosen my balance. Hold it here. And let's bring those arms down. Come back to plank. Lower it all the way down. Push yourself up through tabletop. Come on to forearm 1. Come on to forearm 2. Head to the ground. Puppy pose. You want to go into downward dog and relax here for a couple seconds. Feel free. Come on up if you're not already in downward dog. Well, let's go there now. Lift the left leg up behind. Bring that knee in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's come into a pigeon to drop that leg. Knee goes to one side. Toes go to the other. And we're going to be up nice and high here. If you want to add on here, we're going to grab and do a quad stretch. So so this is my left leg, my right leg is back here. I'm gonna take my right arm and I'm gonna grab that right foot. And this is as far as I feel comfortable going. I feel a nice stretch in my quad, but it's not painful. You can also do this with a strap or a sweatshirt or a pair of pants or a belt or whatever. Release that leg. Stay here in pigeon for a couple more seconds. Tuck those back toes under. Plank, downward dog. Lift that right leg up behind. Bend that knee, come on in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop that leg, pigeon on the other side. I want to do the quad stretch on this side. I'm going to reach towards that foot. I want my torso to still be facing forward. I don't want to be rotating into that side. And release that leg, staying up nice and high in our pigeon. Tuck those back toes under. Third plank into downward dog. And those feet come up to meet the hands, and I'm gonna roll up nice and slow. Beautiful, take a couple seconds here. Two more big breaths in and out. And in and out. Beautiful. Stand sideways on your mat. One foot is facing forward, the other foot is facing the side wall. I'm gonna bring my arms behind me, and I'm just gonna lean over flat back here. This front leg is straight. And I'm gonna roll on up. I'm gonna switch legs. Bring those hands behind me. Still, I wanna switch my grip. So if I was here, I'm just gonna slide it over one. So if my pinky on my right hand is leading, now it's my left hand. I'm leaning over. And if you have no idea what that means, don't worry about it. When you put your hands together and you're crossing hands or crossing fingers, you always cross in the same way. So we're just changing it up a bit. And come on up. Switch sides. Now we're going to do the same thing with a bent knee. So bend that front knee. Switch the grip. Hands behind. And come down. Flat back. You can go a lot lower now. Switch the grip. Other side. Bend that knee. And let's go down. And come back up. Release those hands. Bring those feet to the front. Hands on the hips. Now I'm going to point to both sets of feet up to the corners of the mat, and I can actually slide a little bit farther apart if I want to. And I'm just going to have my hands on my hips. I'm going to lean it forward, flat back, and then when I feel like that's as far as I can go, I'm just going to drop the arms, but I'm going to keep that flat back. I'm going to roll on up, using my body to pull me up. I'm going to turn and face one way, keeping my feet where they are, and just let my hands Travel all the way down that leg. Feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings. I'm going to come on up. And I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to go all the way down on the side. And come all the way up. One more time, nice straight flat back, leaning forward. And this time my hands can either stay on my hips or they can come down in front. Whatever seems best for you. And like I'm almost imagining I'm holding this big beach volleyball here or something. Or beach ball. I guess a beach volleyball would be something completely different. And roll it on up. Nice and slow. Heel toe, those feet in. Turn sideways. Arms up, back bend, swan dive down. Walk those feet back. One more downward dog for good measure. Come to plank and lower yourself as slowly as you can. Don't plop. Beautiful. Now we're going to roll over on to our backs. You can roll over nice and easy. I'm just going to face this way. And we're going to lay on our backs and just hug the knees in. Little side to side. All right, so I'm going to straighten one leg and I'm going to hold the other knee in. And I'm going to hover a little bit above the ground. And I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch. And switch. 2 more each side. 1. And 2. Now, I'm going to drop one leg. I'm going to lift the other leg up. I'm going to straighten the other leg out. Now you can stay in that bent knee position, or you can straighten out the legs. Down. And switch. Now, if this feels good, and you want to lift that head and neck a little bit, feel free. I want you to be in control the whole time. You're not flailing those legs. Let's do 5 more. So we have 5. We have 4. We have 3. We have 2. We have 1. Beautiful. Bend those knees. Drop that head. Let's spinal twist. Bring those knees to one side. Look over the opposite shoulder. Hands can be on the belly or open in a cactus shape. And switch sides. Back to the center. Hug those knees in again. And let's do some circles for the hip. And go the other way. All right, pop yourself up a little bit. And we're gonna come on to our forearms. One more little exercise with those legs. So one leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're gonna cycle through and back. We're not touching the ground. Cycle through. And let's switch positions to go the other way. All right, keep that leg up so it's in line with the other knee. And let's open and close for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Try to keep the rest of the body as still as possible. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that leg, bend that knee. Switch it out other side. So we're cycling those legs first. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. 2, 3, 4. Bring that leg up so the knees hit or come close to each other. Let's open for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop that leg. Straighten out the other leg. Sit on up. And just point and flex those toes. Stay nice and tall. Bring those arms up and let's lean forward as far as we can with a flat back. You can drop the hands if you'd like. You can keep them up if you'd like. But I'm not hunching forward and I'm not bending my knees. I'm gonna roll up. Bring those arms up and do that 2 more times. Lean forward. And come up. Arms up. Lean forward. And drop those arms. And release. All right, 2 minutes of Shavasana, and that's where we're gonna end class today. So if you want your sweatshirts, if you want your pillows, if you want your socks, this is when you wanna grab them. And we are going to end class here together in Shavasana today, but don't go yet. We still have 2 minutes together. If you can stay longer than those 2 minutes, that would be wonderful. Tuck those shoulder blades under. Let that tongue go to the roof of the mouth. If you're staying here, please do so. Otherwise, we're wiggling our fingers and our toes and slowly opening our eyes and finding our way to a seated position and very slowly making our way to standing. Thank you for coming to Express Yoga with me today. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. See you next week.